So like any good show, Miraculous Ladybug has a wide array of different villains that serve different roles in the story. Despite a relatively minor role in the story so far, one of these villains has managed to inspire an all-consuming hatred in the hearts of many fans. Seriously, just take a stroll through the Miraculous Ladybug subreddit or scroll through Twitter and you'll see endless discussions and memes and fanfics, all which revolve around how disgusting Lila is and how much they want her character to get a final comeuppance. Despite a smaller villain role, she's slowly been working her way up the ranks, and in Season 4, I think we're going to see her become one of the show's primary villains. Obviously, at the end of Season 4, Hawkmoth is still the main man, but notice how Natalie, villain number 2, is dying. Considering how she's deteriorated over Season 3, I would be shocked if she makes it through Season 4. She's toast, or she gets put into retirement. So, would Lila take up the Peacock Miraculous in Season 4? Unless they somehow find a way to stop it from slowly killing its user? No, I don't see them simulating a terminal illness for a child. Although, in Cat Blanc they did kill off the whole of Paris, so who knows? For her to have any real relevance to the story, she needs a Miraculous. It's as simple as that. And now that the Miraculouses live with Marinette, it should be relatively straightforward for Hawkmoth to get his hands on one. So here's how I think it's going to play out. In Season 3's finale, we saw Hawkmoth discover the identities of the minor Miraculous heroes. So for the early stages of the next season, it wouldn't make sense for Marinette to use them as heroes. She'll have to use new heroes with the Miraculouses we haven't seen before. At some point, however, Marinette's going to make a mistake and try to bring her best friend, Alia, back into the superhero game. This is where Lila's going to get her Miraculous. We know she has a history with the Miraculous. She pretended she owned the Fox Miraculous in her intro, and her whole shtick is that she manipulates people to make them believe things that aren't true about herself and others, so the illusion power fits her character. So, we'd see Hawkmoth get his hands on the Fox Miraculous. But how? Well, if he sees Rena Rouge running around whooping the villain he made, he should be able to assume that it's probably Alia, so he can just go to her house, kidnap her family, probably those twin kids, and blackmail the heroes into giving him the Miraculouses. Obviously, his plan would ultimately fail because his plans always fail, but he'd still get one, the Fox. And this he could give to Lila to sow chaos and aid his goals. This would help build the story in a number of ways. One, it would provide new ways for people to be akumatized that don't have to be a result of something like Chloe being mean to them. Lila could make an illusion of something that gets them mad. Two, it would create a struggle for Marinette as a character. Knowing it was her mistake and that she lost the Miraculous would be good character development. Three, it would create an enemy for the duo that's actually frequently seen and fights them. Hawkmoth is obviously the end villain for the story arc, but he hardly ever leaves his lair. He's like the Emperor from Star Wars. This creates a tangible villain that Ladybug and Cat Noir can frequently go up against instead of just an angry person that's been possessed. It adds stakes and emotions to the episode. 4. Finally, it changes up the format a bit. Instead of the typical random citizen getting akumatized, we can even have episodes where they're just aided by Lila, or even episodes where there's no akumatization at all. It just adds a breath of fresh air to the show. Now, I realise this prediction's a bit out there. Based on how the heroes, in particular Marinette, are portrayed, it seems unlikely that the villains could actually get one over on them. I mean, we saw that even when she has to swap Miraculouses, or use more than anyone has ever used at once, she manages to do it quite easily, and she frequently just lucky charms her way out of any sort of bad situation. I'm not saying it's an awful thing, but I think adding this element to the show would help to give some much needed depth to her character. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think.